Up tonight on Blitz, the undefeated Rams out to prove they're 6A Region 2 ready. Plus, the Arrows aerial attack will look to shoot down Madison Central as the Jags visited Clinton. And Northwest Rankin tries to end a 5-game skid to Warren Central. That's our Sonic Game of the Week. Lock it down, send the house. Folks, coach just called in the Blitz.
This is Blitz 16, the one to watch. Now your host, Josh Jackson.
Folks, turn up that volume. We'll boost our Nat sound. Clinton hosting Madison Central opening frame. MC goes to work. Jimmy Holiday got the start under center. Shows off the arm, hits Mal Hobson, first down, Jags. More of Jimmy Holiday in. Concierge says check out his 11. Holiday says make it 6 for me. Walks into the end zone. Jags up 7-0 with the EP. Later in the frame, Clinton's defense goes to work. Javian Page reads Holiday, picks off the pass. Arrows in business. Ryan Davis would try and turn it into points, but the Arrows would have to settle for a field goal, though. That made it 7-3. Back to MC. Holiday extended his stay, throws it up. Hunter Blaylock shows off the hops in the hands. Go up and get it. Tells the DB, get up, son. That drive would stall, however. But just before the break, Cam White wants to increase the lead. He's going to rip off a huge gain. And watch this, folks. Puts a defender on his back. Get off of me. Jags in business. A little bit later, Jimmy Holiday in officially checks out, folks. Why? Just felt like it was time to take it to the house. Crib visits result in 6. Jags up 14-3 after the EP. They keep the Arrows out of the end zone and cruise to a 27-3 win. 1-0 in Region 2 of 6A. And folks, you are dialed into the most comprehensive Friday night football show in the Magnolia State. Welcome into Week 6 of Blitz 16, presented by Bank Plus. I'm 16 WAPT Sports Director Josh Jackson.
And I'm sports anchor Ashley Schomburg. How about this one for storylines? Canton's headman Calvin Bolton was an assistant at Ridgeland for 14 years. Yeah, and for the first time since leaving, he was out to take down the Titans tonight. How about that? Ryan Ernst and company, though, had other plans. Let's get to it. Ridgeland's Zy McDonald, the freshman, drops back and throws a short pass to Markel Young and Restless for a huge first down. Later in the quarter, Brooks Italiano, he's going to score 3 points for the Ridgeland Titans, and they get on the board. But Canton's Cambron Harris, he's going to get up the gut and gets a good gain for a first down. Little butterball there, picking it up there. I see you. And then it's going to be Chris Reynolds, representing from Nichols Middle School, throws up the middle to Javier Jackson, and Jackson gets some big yards for a first down. Going to try to get into the end zone, unable to do so. But at the goal line, it's back to Harris, and he's going to finish the drive with a TD for the Canton Tigers. Final score, Ridgeland comes out on top, 45-26. Well, down Highway 25, we go from Northwest Rankin and Warren Central, folks, and she recently tied the knot with the pigskin, that is. So call her Mrs. Game of the Week. Ashley Schomburg, let's go. Don't get that one messed up, Josh, but it was quite the one, I might add. Josh, our Sonic Game of the Week tonight takes us to Flowood. Warren Central came into this one having won the last 5 versus Northwest Rankin. Cougars are pumped for this one. They would start it off. Jamari Jones fakes the run play, fakes out our photographer. He would actually air it out to Darian Jones for the 56-yard touchdown. Cougars strike first. They're up by 7. Warren Central's Corey Wilson, though, he returns the favor, takes this pigskin 65 yards this time to the house. This score right here would tie it up at 7 apiece. A lot of this back and forth the entire game tonight, but that's not to be outdone by D. Baker. As Josh Jackson likes to say, he takes D handoff to D end zone, reaching pay dirt. 99 yards, folks. Cougars go up 14-7 after that, but veteran Fred Barnum would score on this 4-yard touchdown run to tie it up once more. Folks, I told you this was going to be a good one. Right before the half, though, back to Northwest Rankin. Jones hits Montel Gladney. That's a 21-yard score. They would take the lead now. 21-14 was the halftime score. Now, after exchanging field goals to open up the second half, Vikings Wilson gets in the end zone to tie it up once more at 24 apiece. But on the Cougars' next possession, Cameron Carroll scores on a 70-yard pass play. We needed one of those tonight, Mr. Cameron Carroll. Northwest Rankin, not done yet. They would tack on another TD, get the win, breaking a 5-year losing streak to the Vikings. Final score 38-31.
It's a great win. It's definitely an honor to beat these guys because they gave us their best shot. We gave them our best shot, but, you know, we just came out on top. We wouldn't give up, and I love my team for that.
This is all the kids that have bought into what these assistant coaches are selling them. They believe right now, and again, we just want to build on this momentum and keep going.
How about that? Again, that final is 38-31. Northwest Rankin picks up its first win against Warren Central since 2011. I like that D. Baker joke there too, Ashley. After dropping a heartbreaker to Provine a week ago, Callaway welcomed Cleveland Central to Jacktown for its homecoming. But the Wolves, no cupcake. They entered undefeated through the first 5 matchups. Folks looking nice for homecoming, but we've got a game to play. Pick things up at the beginning of the first. Chargers up 6-0 until Cameron Mayberry drops back, and he's going to find All-American Malik Heath. He sees nothing but pay dirt in front of him. Let's get it done. Chargers up 13-0. Next Charger drive, Mayberry drops back. He's going to hand it off to LaKennon Thompson. Big man there, and he will show us his speed and outruns a few Wolves. Picks up the huge game. Chargers couldn't score, though, still having the momentum. Later in the first, Cleveland Central's Kamarian Williams drops back and launches it downfield to Travion Craig, who catches it between 2 Chargers, breaks a tackle, and he sees the promised land. Let me in. How about this? Chargers still up 13-6, though. They would go on to lose on homecoming, dropping 2 in a row, 27-20. Now to Vicksburg, Germantown looking for its first road victory. Gators looking for their first win of the season. Picking up in the first, Vicksburg's Joe Johnson drops back, hits Zach Wright, but that's for the wrong team, and he will take it all the way in for the pick 6. Germantown would miss the extra point to make the score 6-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Vicksburg's Tyrese Wolf back to receive the kick, and folks, he's going to take it all the way to the house. 90 yards. Vicksburg up 7-6. Later in the first, Ryan Terrio will take the handoff around the outside, but he will cough it up, and Germantown will recover the loose ball. After the fumble, Germantown's Cade Penix drops back to pass, and he will find Jack Hunter Johnson in the end zone for the touchdown. They would elect to go for 2, and Cade Penix, he's going to float one to his tight end, Max Kelly, for the 2-point conversion. In the end, Germantown, let's see that final score. Could they pull it out, folks? Yes, they do. Final score, 30-6.
Provine shocked the Metro last week with a double overtime win over rival Callaway. The Rams put that unblemished mark on the line Friday night at home as they faced 5th-ranked Starkville. Provine head coach Marcel Speaks and company taking on one of their toughest tests yet. Yellow Jackets sting in the first half. Junior running back Rodriguez Clark gets the snap, bulldozes his way into the end zone. Starkville up 14-0. Second quarter action. Quarterback Patrick Johnson finds Daniel Wilson for the Rams. Wilson finds the escape route back around to the right, avoiding tackle after tackle, picking up a couple yards on the play. But a turnover on downs, and Starkville responds. It's not deja vu, folks. That's Clark once again bulldozing his way right into the end zone. Yellow Jackets up 21-0 at the half. Provine defense looking like the nasty bunch of USM out there. Devorah Selman and Devin Campbell break up this pass. Save them lots of yards on that play. Back on offense, though, Marlon Milley, special teams here, gets the kickoff return. Check out the speedster, picks up good yards on this play before getting knocked out of bounds. However, Starkville hands Provine their very first loss of the season. Final score, 42-0. All right, now it's time to get to our anatomy of the play. We're actually going to break down a play from another game in the Metro. Those highlights you saw earlier, it's Ridgeland and Canton. A read option, you're going to see it right here. Play action by the quarterback, hands it off to his running back. And then the big thing here is the playmaker number 9 on the defense commits to him. That allows his running back to go through the hole, and with those big blocks by the O-line, he gets the first down on the play. But, of course, we can't do much without our slow-mo, so let's bring it back on camera and go to slow-mo with our blitz playback button. That's the only way you're really going to be able to see it here. So, quarterback gets the ball. He brings in number 9 here. That allows this first hole open. Then you have blocks by number 50, number 70. Huge blocks by the O-line allows that running back to get through, keep it going, pick up full speed, and finally come down at around the 10-yard line, but picking up a first down while he's at it. So there you have it, Josh. Ashley's anatomy of the play.
Yeah, let's go. Time to take our first break here on the Blitz, but when we return, who let the dogs out? Well, Brandon and Terry did. Find out who came out on top in this one. And folks, they say in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Speaking of the jungle, Madison Central, what do you guys watch when you go home on Friday night?
Again, folks, this is the week that the games start to count for playoff seeding, believe it or not, Josh.
Yeah, one of the toughest regions, Region 3 of 6A. That's the division Terry and Brandon play in. Terry off to a hot start at 4-1. Brandon entered with a 2-3 mark, but looked to go 1-0 in district. Saw the Royal Court there. Let's get to the game. Javarius Span for Brandon gets the handoff at the goal line, and he punches in for the Bulldogs. Extra point was good. They go up 7-0. On the following kickoff, Jaquavius Dixon gets the ball and makes an incredible run, putting his team in great position for an opportunity to get on the board. Later in the drive, Tyler McDaniel will not waste the opportunity, and he will put his Bulldogs on the board. The extra point was no good. Score 7-6 Brandon's way. Later in the game, McDaniel again decides to keep it himself, and he will take this one to the house. That's a 55-yard touchdown run. Extra point was no good as well. Get that man a kicker. Terry goes up 12-7. All right, Brandon's Will Rogers launches it downfield to Jonathan Mingo. That's a big man who makes a tough catch, giving his team great position, and Brandon will go on to win this one. Final score, 21-12. Coach.
Not clean offensively at all. Defense battled hard. Came up with some big stops, especially in the second half. We'll take it, 1-0 in the region, so proud to start off that way, but definitely some things we got to clean up.
Yeah, Terry travels to Jim Hill next week. Brandon will host George County.
Forest Hill's lone win this season came over at South Jackson Field. The Patriots look to use that home stadium magic when it hosted West Jones to open up region play. So let's kick things off in the second half. Patriots down 12-0. Christopher Hutton eludes a tackle, picks up the Patriots' first down. They are still fighting, though. Later on in this drive, Malik Jordan gets the handoff, finds a huge hole thanks to his O-line, gets a monster gain, giving his team some momentum heading on. But the Patriots would fall in this one, though, 26-0 to West Jones is your final score. We have much more action from across the state coming up, but first, here are some more Friday night finals coming your way.
Well, welcome back, folks. You know, if you've been sleeping on Scott Central, let me tell you, go ahead and wake up. More to the Rebels than having just Victoria Vivians as an alum. Scott Central looked to remain perfect on the season tonight as they travel to Sebastopol to meet the Bobcats. Early on, my guy TJ Wash is going to find Ken Patrick wide open for a Scott Central touchdown. 7-0 Rebels, and the Bobcats would be trailing early. All right, again, my guy Wash again is going to fake the handoff, toss it out to Curtis Jones. He's going to make a man miss and won't be stopped. Where's he going? To the crib. Scott Central touchdown. That was kind of the theme tonight, Scott Central touchdown. One more time for TJ Wash. That's why he's my guy. He'll throw it deep, and Patrick will outrace the defenders for another touchdown. I say all these guys are my guy. Some of these kids I've never even met, but everybody's my guy. Scott Central, they get revenge for last year's defeat to the Bobcats big time. 76-0. You are my guy, man. On the other side of the break, Pearl's Thailand Night picks up some major hardware. It's coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Man, Tyler McDaniel, QB for Terry High School, just got this touchdown on Blitz 16.
Huge round of applause for your very own Thailand Night. Yeah, folks, a big congrats to Pearl's Tylen Knight, myself, and Bank Plus representatives at Pearl High School earlier this morning to give Tylen his hardware. He calls himself the Dark Knight. He racked up 18 tackles, 2 pass breakups, a fumble recover, and had a scoop and score last Friday, earning him more than just one Player of the Week award. Congrats to our Week 5 Blitz 16 Bank Plus Player of the Week winner, Tylen Knight. Another matchup between MHSA and MAIS as St. Andrews hosted Hartfield Academy. Hawks still seeking their very first win of this season. They would start it off here. Nick Stinson completes a pass to Will McClinton, but is immediately taken down by St. Andrews' Ike Ward. No gain on this play. St. Andrews Holland Towns has it, fakes the handoff and throws it to Spencer Wallace. He gets a first down on the play, but on the very next possession, Towns would get picked off by Ty Robinson. Then for the Saints, Wade Montjoy sacks Shane Wingate. Wingate could not hold on to the ball. He fumbles it. St. Andrews recovers. The final score in this one, though, St. Andrews goes on to win it 21-7. We're going to step aside one last time, but when we return, it's this week's High Five Plays. Keep it locked on the Blitz.
Welcome back, folks. Time for those high five plays, Ashley.
Let's take it away with number 5. That's going to come from Canton. Tigers' John Terrius Brown gets picked off. It's actually Ridgeland here. Michael Smith returns it. It's good yards in the play before getting knocked out of bounds. Number 4, this is Vicksburg's Tyrese Wolf. Check it out. 90-yard kickoff return. What a run by Mr. Wolf. Number 3 now, Cleveland Central's Camarion Williams drops back, launches it downfield to Travion Craig, catches it between 2 Chargers, breaks the tackle, sees the promised land on the other end.
And number 2 comes from Madison Central. Jimmy Holiday is going to throw it up to Hunter Blaylock. Go up and get it. The guy's 6'5", went up even higher, folks. How about that? Madison Central came out with the win. And number 1 is Northwest Rankin's D. Baker gets D. Carey. He's going to take it 99 yards to D. House. Folks, that's a long touchdown run. He does it every week. Northwest Rankin picks up the win, that final 38-31. All right, and one of the biggest games of the night, we showed you at the top of the show, Clinton hosting Madison Central.
That's right, and we have Mike Espy here. He played with Eli at Ole Miss, played with the Redskins, but you got your start at Madison Central back in the day, huh?
Back in the day, I went to see the game tonight. It was good, just reliving that rivalry. Pleasure to be there.
And Anthony Hart, he has Madison Central rolling. Would you say so?
Absolutely. He has those guys firing on all cylinders. That defense is unbelievable. Clinton really couldn't do anything on offense despite them having good quarterback and wide receivers.
Makes a lot of sense. And I'm giving all these guys nicknames. I've given Jimmy Holiday in. Just a sophomore, young guy. You had to be pleased with what you saw tonight.
Man, he's only a sophomore, 15, 16 years old, dropping back. This big boy football against Clinton. That's a big-time rivalry game, going out there playing like that, dropping dimes, and then really winning the game with his feet, too.
Yeah, and defensively, I'm a former defensive back, so I like to talk defense. Truett Bourne at that linebacker position, Kirkland Trahan. Defensive line play, you said you noticed that as well. I think that's what propels Madison Central to wins.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if you look at that defensive line, they literally are stopping the run, and the quarterbacks are unable to throw the ball, do anything on offense. When you have a good defensive line, they can disrupt and shut down everything.
Makes a lot of sense.
And talking about this Madison Central-Clinton rivalry, I mean, as you remember it, has it changed a lot over the years?
You know, it has changed a lot. For one, we used to play the game at the last game of the season. We used to play for the district championship. So it's definitely changed a lot. Now they play it early on in the season. It means just as much, but a little bit of the fire is taken out of it.
Yeah, Ashley, women typically notice stuff like this, but she noticed the ring you have on it.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed yesterday you were talking about who had the better team, Clinton last year or Madison Central back in '99. And Marcella speaks of her profile, and he said it was a no-brainer. Talk to me, what ring is this?
State championship ring, 1999-2000 team. 15-0, 15-0. Undefeated, really good team.
Yeah. What do you remember about that team and comparing it to this year, the team that Anthony Hart has over there?
I remember we were just all on the roll. Like, we played Clinton. We were down 31-8 in the end of the third quarter, and we won the game. So it was just a year where everything was clicking. The ball bounced our way, things like that. And tonight, that's what it looked like for Madison Central. So let's see if they can keep it up.
There you go. Maybe he's a good luck charm over there on the sidelines.
I see that.
I think so. I went to Scott Central today. They won 76-0.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
We'll keep them around Blitz then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's going to be a wrap on Week 6 of Blitz 16, folks. We hope you enjoyed all of it. For Ashley Shawity, Mike Espy, I'm Josh Jackson. Remember, folks, take some time to smile. Have a good one.